All
There we go. We straight.
right, what's up, y'all? Our episode of Don't Get DQ. It's your boy David. We got your boy Q, and we lit in this thing. Obviously, the Browns and the Bucs just played today, and we got a Browns win today. Can we get a Browns a round of applause for that, man? I can hear DJ Khaled in the background. All we do is win, man. And Ludacris in the background as well, man. What are your initial thoughts from the win, and what are some things you want to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna say a great team win. No, it wasn't perfect, but when we needed the big plays, we got them done. Our stars, did their thing. Myles Garrett, when it was time to get a stop, he came through. Cooper, when it was time to get a catch, he came through. He had one drop, but he made up for it. So
Yeah.
Joku ran the clutch, got that that catch. Wasn't a pretty game, but when we needed some points or needed to stop, our stars came through for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
We played I think since we haven't had that many wins this year, but I think this is our second best game of the year. Defense definitely stood up today when they had to. Definitely had some weak points here. I think Denzel did not play as well as he could have today. But like you were saying, Myles Garrett, because we were talking about Myles Garrett, a week ago. He seems like that superstar and he gets a sack every week. But today he made plays when it mattered. Actually made impact on the game, not just a sack in the fourth quarter, kind of to pad his stats. He made plays when it mattered. Martin Emerson, 4 pass deflections, bro. 4 pass deflections, man. Martin Emerson played like an absolute dog today. And he really took Mike Evans a little bit out of his zone today, which I really love to see. And the defense Thomas Graham, 6 tackles today, too. Stepped in. Number 31. We said we was gonna give him this shout out. He played really well today. He stepped up. And Brissett, he gave us a chance to win the game. Played efficiently, managed the clock well. I think we gave it to Chubb. This will be 26 carries, 116 yards. More of this. 4.5 yards a carry. More of this. They did not abandon the run game. And Anthony Schwartz scored. So and obviously the great catch by Njoku. That's those are plays you make when you get paid. Those are we haven't seen Njoku make a play like that yet. We have not seen him make a play like that yet. And obviously Cooper, it was a great all-around win. I did not expect us to pull it out in overtime against the best quarterback ever. But our defense really stood up, and that's I gotta throw my hats off to these guys, especially since people have been hurt. Obviously Greg Newsome out. Line's been a little weak, but I think we did really well. So hats off to our team today, bro.
Yeah. Defense definitely played well. They held up. Against one of the best receiving corps in the league. Tom Brady. So it was very good to see. I feel like a lot of Bucs players got injured though today, especially in the second half. I feel like everyone was getting hurt. But it was a good defensive game plan. They did pretty good. So
giving Joe Woods his credit. Giving Joe Woods.
He all right, bro. This game was all right.
Yeah. And I think especially because the run game didn't go too crazy. Obviously Godwin killed us, 12 catches, 110 yards, stuff like that. But the next best receiver for them was Rachaad White out of the backfield. Mike Evans, 2 catches, 31 yards. We will take that any day. And then Julio, who had 3 catches, but Julio hasn't really been making a crazy ton of plays, so he's not really the player we think he was back then. So I think we did a really good job at that. Sitting at 4-7 now, we play the Texans next week. And I was looking on the broadcast and it still said we were hunt. Do you think we kind of got a chance to maybe, considering the fact that 18 games in a season, and we can let's say theoretically we were to win out 10-7. I'm not saying we'll do that, but I'm just theoretically, it still seems like if we win and lose maybe one more game, it's do you write us out of the playoff picture? Do you think we still have a chance? Especially with Deshaun Watson coming back.
I mean, if he went out, I mean, we're gonna be in the playoffs. Most, maybe it all depends. But I mean, do we have a chance? We have a chance, but is it high? I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna get to the playoffs this year. I don't think so.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I think we were all kind of, but and that's I guess like because here's the thing, like I think it's also again we go back to kind of what's frustrating because we beat the Bucs. Let's say we had beat the Bills last week. Like it's like we would have, and that's obviously all theoretical because obviously that game would lead to just this performance. But let's say like we win that game and we go into this one, we beat them. Like that's like come on now, like what 5-6, like that. I mean, these are the two games we were like lost, like automatically. Like Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, we're done. We're losing those. Obviously against Brady, we thought we have a better shot because he's getting older and his weapons are good, but they're not really like the Bills. So we thought, but it's like we beat the Buccaneers. We beat Tom Brady. And if I think this is correct, Tom Brady hasn't lost to the Browns yet in his career until today. He was like 7-0 against them. I think that was his record. I saw it on TV a few times, a record showing that.
I think he lost like one back in like.
Oh yeah. My bad. I'm thinking 2011. I forgot 2011. Yeah, it was 2011 when it was
out or something.
2011. I remember. I actually do remember that game. But yeah, like I'm really impressed. Like how I'm really impressed how we got to Brady period too, because it's like we like people just don't touch Brady a lot. Like they just don't. They don't get to him a lot. And like the fact that we were able to when it mattered, like that was the biggest thing. Situational football when it mattered, like that was great. Like in my opinion, and like we were saying, a lot of people stepped up, especially again, bro. Martin Emerson, bro. I'm gonna get a T-shirt or a jersey at the end of the season, bro, because that dude, he's got the AFC North dog in him. Like he's got that. I'm not obviously he's got some things to clean up. He's not the fastest. His hand, he's a little handsy. Obviously he's a bigger corner, so he relies a lot on like his hands and like using his leverage against other receivers. But he's got that dog in him. He reminds me of kind of like a underdeveloped like Marlon Humphrey, like those type of corners. That's what he kind of reminds me. Obviously he's not as go get the ball as Marlon Humphrey, and as aggressive in a way, but he's still got that dog in him, and we needed that. Like if we put, I feel like if we put any other corner on Mike Evans today, we would have absolutely gotten like cooked. Like to be honest.
Yeah, I think it was like 8 targets to Mike Evans, and Emerson was guarding. I don't think he allowed one catch, maybe one the entire game. Yeah. Emerson definitely playing great. Also tackles really well.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Good to see, get out there. Because when I first seen Emerson lined up on Mike Evans, Tom Brady went right to him that first play, but it got called back for a penalty or something. But I wasn't really feeling it at first, but then as I watched the game go on, I'm like, he's not allowing catches, so why not keep him there? And that's what they did. He played really good.
Yeah. What about because I love my boy Denzel, but maybe it's the scheme again. I think the scheme we're using just because I'm looking at some of the highlights and I see like they're playing some sort of I don't even really know like cover 2 like under like where he's underneath like the deepest receiver kind of reacts up to when it's thrown, but in man-to-man situations when he's playing Chris Godwin, like you texted me like Denzel Ward, he was playing little. Like I love Denzel Ward, but he's and number one in the NFL, like they're gonna be crazy. Like I'm not saying they're always gonna be the tallest, but the way these receivers are getting built now, like DK Metcalf, the Mike Evans, obviously Mike Evans wasn't on him, but Chris Godwin, those type of receivers with that height and weight, you're gonna get those on a week in and week out basis. And it's like if your corner, he has great footwork, but can't like play through their hands and like put his hands on them and get like establish his will. It's like, is he somebody we can like really rely on? Even though we paid him all that money, I go back to it. Like, should we trade him? Like for real? Like, should we trade him?
Yeah, and it's good to bring that up because during the game, I was thinking back to the Charger game where he couldn't stop Mike Williams. Mike was babying him all over again. I'm like, like Denzel is one of the best corners that like footwork and technique, but his size does like you can see it like he is little compared to other wideouts. Yeah. And you want to say trade him for some trade value, but you can't forget how valuable he can be because he's had some games where he's just complete shutdown.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, against big guys, it is tough for him. As you've seen today, he couldn't tackle Goodwin. Well, he did, but he scored, so it's not really a tackle. I mean, he does struggle. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You know, I feel like Newsom's also on the smaller side, but I feel like he plays more like he just plays more like energy. I feel like, and it helps him in that. Denzel is kind of just, you know, he's kind of just he's there, but he's not making plays. Like he's not really like getting the ball out. So
Yeah.
I don't really know. Denzel, he's a good corner. But it's just against big receivers, he struggles, and it's pretty obvious. So.
Yeah, for sure. I love Denzel, but at the same time, again, like when you play in that division and when you pay them the big bucks, especially when you're a number one corner, you got to make plays like on a weekly basis. And I love Denzel. You can't have him as like the guy that we keep around. Like, you know, I don't really like that we got rid of Joe Hayden, but the fact, like, I think of like right before we got rid of him, like he was kind of becoming that like the player, like make plays, like not week in and week out, like get kind of bodied 1 week or 2 weeks in a row, then make plays like again at the end of the Wayne's thing. And I don't want Denzel Ward to become that for us if we keep him, because like he's Denzel Ward and he'll get a pick and he'll make plays, but it's like you can't perform on a weekly basis like in this division. It's like I don't know. I don't know if exactly that's the best way our money could be spent like going forward and stuff like that. But I mean, as I'm speaking of him though, even a tweet a month ago, because it just popped on my screen, he did have one of the highest coverage grades. This is before week 4 though, but still like, so I mean, I assume this probably still somewhat holds up. Trayvon Diggs is also on here though, so you know, but I mean, it's on here though, so I mean, maybe there's some things where I'm not seeing, you know, maybe Denzel Ward's doing a lot better, and maybe he's just not doing well the plays that I see that he gets bodied and stuff. But
it was, and I was thinking like Denzel, again in the Miami game against Tyreek Hill, he had a good game, a decent game.
yeah.
You know, he definitely like he is valuable because of his speed and his technique and his footwork. Like for those games against like the Tyreek Hills or the like those smaller receivers who are shifty, because there's no one on our team who can guard Tyreek Hill. I don't think there's no one I'll put on Tyreek Hill but Denzel Ward, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't stand with Tyreek. Newsome stand with him, but then again, he's just plays so small. You know, so it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, he's kind of just out there right now. He's not really like showing that dog mentality from like 2019. It's not the same.
Absolutely. But, yeah, I feel you. I hear you, and I agree with that completely. I agree with that completely. Yeah, I'm looking at the coverage grades, and I don't. Denzel's not up here. Maybe it's just not in order. I only see the top 3, but I see Martin Emerson's number up here really high, which is a good sign. But yeah, I love the direction they're going with Emerson and stuff. I really love what Jacoby Brissett was just doing. Here's the thing, I am a little irritated with the O-line though. The O-line, here's the thing, but at the end of the game, they were being like the O-line of the Browns of the past, like sealing off runs, giving Chubb the opportunity to just run behind like his guards and stuff like that. I was really enjoying that, but even though Brissett only got sacked 4 times, it felt like he was like sacked way more than like 4 times.
And the sacks came in 2 terrible points in the drive.
Yeah.
So
drive killers, absolutely drive killers. I was not necessarily rocking with the line for these amount, but I really liked how like we were just like I really liked the sprinkling of Anthony Schwartz, because I was like, we got to get him the ball in some way. And I feel like this is like I just see Anthony. I literally got up and went to go get some pizza, and I come back and I just see Anthony Schwartz just like celebrating. I'm like what just happened? And I look at the replay. I'm like, this man Anthony Schwartz like on an end around actually scored, and that's what I think where like he's best used as like that gadget kind of like yeah, he's not probably gonna be like a consistent player for us, but like when you like don't scheme around him very much. He's gonna make you miss with his speed. Obviously, he can do some things. And Brissett with that lead block, man.
Bro, that block, man.
That was a good 6'4",
I didn't,
235
I
pound
didn't,
block.
bro, I didn't recognize that he put him on the ground. I'm like, wait, hold on, what? Like, yo,
Yeah,
hey, respect this, and this is what I mean. Like, I like Brissett. You know, he's not the best quarterback in the world, but he does what he has to do, and he doesn't have a big attitude about throwing the ball 4 times a game because he wants to win, and that's what I like. So Brissett had a great year. I think not a great year, but he did a good year had a good year for us. And I hope he gets another chance somewhere else next year. A starting quarterback. Good job, yeah.
It's kind of sad, Loki. It's kind of sad, Loki.
Yeah,
he's
good.
I mean, through all the, it's only been what,
like 9,
12,
10 weeks.
Yeah, 12 games in the season, but it's like, but it's like the fact that like it felt way more. It felt way longer, in my opinion. The fact that Brissett has just like come in and, I know people are going to say what they have to say, be negative, but Brissett has come in and done a whole heck of a lot, been efficient.
Yeah.
Reason why we've had chances in a lot of games because Brissett has just played super well, obviously running behind that run game and stuff. And plus, again, like just not having like a super big attitude, like being willing to run the ball, like, and, play off the play fake and make smart decisions and stuff like that. I really hope he gets another chance somewhere else because it's kind of sad because he's like such a leader. Like he's such like a calm leader. Obviously, I'd much rather have Deshaun Watson there because Deshaun Watson just is like much more like he's a superstar. He's really but got to give a hand to Jacoby Brissett, obviously. Especially in these divisional games too, like especially in these division games, because I mean our record aside from the division is like really poor, but we've done pretty okay in the division, and Jacoby Brissett has really kind of played his tail off when it comes to the division.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Brissett, it is sad. He's like he probably won't get re-signed here next year. Probably won't. But I look forward to playing him in the future, whatever team he's at. But he had a run here. If you think Brissett is the reason we lost games, and you don't understand football. I think he's played really good, and not every game wasn't great, but he's done more than we do and more than we expected. So shout out to him.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, let's be real. Like, if like like if this was the Browns, like the old, like if this was like past Browns teams, I mean, who would really expect a backup quarterback to come in and win 4 games out of the? What I mean? Like nobody would really expect that for real. Like nobody would be like, hey, like he's gonna win. Like nobody would really expect that, especially beating Tom Brady. Like Brissett beat Tom Brady, toe to toe with Tom Brady, and this man Brissett led a game-winning drive in overtime. Like Jacoby Brissett is that guy, man. He is that guy, and how mobile he is so underrated too,
bro.
Like that man has wheels, bro.
He probably. He looks slow, but he somehow be getting yards for real.
Yeah,
I made that edit a couple weeks ago about top 5 mobile quarterback. I was like playing around, but low key like can move for real. So,
man, yeah, he's more mobile than we think. But the joke, I give it to because I was like when the Joker made that, I was chilling. I was like freaking out because I was like, we still gotta win this game. But when the Joker made that catch, I'm like, dang, like that's a big player play. Like 4th and 9.
One hand back of the end zone.
Exactly. Like that's crazy. And I got to give it to Amari Cooper too. He's been crazy all year. Bounced back from that big drop. Because when he made that drop, I wasn't like the game was over, but I was like, I sent you. I was like, this kind of summarizes our season. I'm just thinking like,
I was like Cooper.
Exactly.
I didn't get mad really. I was more so just like, Coop, I'm gonna let that one slide because you've been good all year, but no more, bro. Like, no more. Because I was really bad, and then he came through.
Exactly, came through on I think it was a 3rd down, and then obviously in overtime and stuff like that, cooked was it Carlton Davis? Cooked Carlton Davis.
Yeah, it was. But I guess run a fade or something.
Yeah. People was whining about offensive PI there, but I mean, he was falling.
He fell down.
Exactly. He literally got snapped on like the stutter and go, and then like obviously Cooper put his hands on him a little bit, but it's like you fell down the first time. You was already
down.
Yeah. I don't know why people, yeah, but Buccaneers fans was whining on Instagram about that. I was like, cry about it. Cry yourself a river. Like, nobody cares for it.
I was just hoping he wouldn't drop the ball because it was raining out there.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Yeah.
It did. It was a good finish. It was a good overtime.
And like you said, we didn't play like it was far from perfect. Like I think of
yeah.
down at 5 near the end of the game. Myles Garrett has he jumps. There was another play near the end of the game where it was a third down and we bailed him out with something. I can't remember what it was, but it was like stuff like that. And like it was like 2 occasions I could think of that. And I'm like, there are times where like we really could have blown this game, but like that's how like I'm just being real. That's how good the potential of our team is. We can make mistakes and like we don't have to play perfect to win games.
Mm-hmm.
We can make mistakes and like win, but it's like when we just like continuously like can't like make opportunities like despite us shooting ourselves in the foot, that's like when we lose the most and stuff. But
Ronnie Harrison went down with injury. I hope he gets better. I feel like he's really important to this team and our defense. I think he's underrated for our defense. I do believe. I think he's one of the more consistent DPs we have back there. It was a dirty play, but hope he gets better quick.
Yeah, that was mad dirty. I saw the replay.
Bro, that was bad.
I'm just thinking, Lyman just slammed him to the ground. I'm just thinking like directly on his back, and it's just like there's no room for that. Like it's just like
I just don't see the point of doing that. Like, I understand the big hits. I understand football play. Like we understand we both play football. We understand how football is, but when you're like throwing somebody down, when he's like up in the air on his back, that's too much. I don't. That's crazy. Dangerous.
Excessive for sure. Yeah, I hate when people do mess like that. That is.
It makes it even worse. So there was no penalty for it.
Yeah, super straight.
Well, I don't know what. I'm not sure what was going on.
Yeah, for sure. Also, the Ravens lost today, by the way.
Yeah.
Which was a thriller in Jacksonville. That was a great game.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence ball. I mean, here's the thing. I was talking to Jordan, my brother, for you guys that don't know on YouTube, and I was saying like the Ravens are some of the biggest posers in the NFL. Like the Ravens, like they are some of the biggest posers in my opinion. I know you got the purple do-rag on to rep them, but they are some of the biggest posers in the NFL in my opinion. Yes, they have players. I'm not gonna say they have stars because I can't really think of too many stars that they have except like Lamar and obviously they have players but they to be 7-4, they have whether it's
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't. They kind of just cruise on by. They kind of just cruising on, like not even. I
don't think they're as good as 7-4 indicates, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, because, and that's why I asked about like the playoffs because I'm thinking, okay, the Jaguars beat this team. Like the Jaguars, we played the Texans. We beat the Texans. I'm already writing it off as a win.
If we lose this game, no, we're not losing this game. We won.
Yeah, we're gonna win this. We're gonna win. Not even discussing anything negative.
Right.
And we played the Bengals and the Ravens. And here's the thing: I feel like we're gonna beat the Bengals because the Bengals is the teams in the AFC North. That's the thing. Even the teams at the top have looked like frauds. The Bengals have the Bengals
been bad this year.
Exactly. The Bengals have looked like frauds. Like they really have. So it's like we beat the Texans. I think we beat the Bengals. I think here's the thing: we lost the Ravens the first time. We're gonna have a little extra juice, especially.
You should have won.
Exactly, and especially if this can bring us back to 500. So 5-7, 6-7, Ravens 7-7, and then we play the Saints. I'm not saying we beat the Saints, but it's like we play the Saints, the Commanders, and the Steelers. It's like, and we're already better.
The Commanders look nice. They might sneak up on us, but I'm gonna say this:
you are right. So. Like that's why I'm like, you know what? When I think about obviously the playoff for the AFC is kind of stacked because the AFC is basically, but that's why I'm like, you know what? I know I was like, forget about the playoffs, forget about it, but it's like the Browns keep on leaving me a little optimistic, especially Deshaun Watson. Like, and, I'm not saying what we're gonna see at the Texans is gonna be an amazing game. I know it's probably gonna be a lot of running. It's probably gonna be a lot of Deshaun Watson off play fake. Is a little bit of shotgun stuff like that. It's not gonna be anything probably too crazy, but it's like I'm so excited to see Deshaun Watson like in a Cleveland Browns uniform. You know, love him or hate him. You know, obviously everybody has their own perception, but at the end of the day, he's a good quarterback. That is, and that's really all that matters on Sundays. Like I know what every perception that a person can have of him is different, but all that really matters is he's a good quarterback on Sunday. And obviously, I hope what we saw against Jacksonville in the preseason is not indicative of what we will see in this first drive against the Texans, but do you think, by the way, do you think Deshaun Watson will have any extra motivation in playing this week? Do you think he'll have a chip on his shoulder going into Houston?
I don't think he's gonna have like a chip on his shoulder in Houston. I think he'll just be excited to play because he's missed like 2 years of football, almost 2 years of football. I don't think he'll have like motivation or anything. But definitely, you know, excited to get back on the field after almost 2 years of missing NFL football. So
yeah,
I think he will play pretty good. I'm hoping that Deshaun Watson can take Anthony Schwartz's game up another level. I think it's pretty good deep ball, and if he can get Schwartz just catch the ball deep, just like I don't know, just go routes and post and cross times. I think Deshaun Watson could get Schwartz up a level. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, like, because obviously, like, sometimes the way we come off on this show, we can come off as like the Anthony Schwartz, like, hate train. But that's not how we are. Really. It's like we want to see him succeed, but it's like when you have him on the field and he's not doing anything except just running around, like he's just getting cardio. It's like when he's just running around, it's like, why do we have him on the field? But when we actually like use him like for end around, I know sometimes we try to. Like, we kind of kill drives with, like, giving him the ball. But, like, in the red zone, that was a great time to give Anthony Schwartz the ball. Instead of, like, our own territory, like, Anthony Schwartz isn't probably going to break off an 80-yarder. Give him the ball in a short field to where he can make, like, a 20-yard run. And then by the time 20 yards, he's in the end zone or inside the 10-yard line, something like that. And I like how we give him another shot. Obviously, he had an offensive PI, though. But I liked how we tried to give him another shot, too.
He had one catch, though, too. He had that one catch.
Exactly. He had the 7-yard out of the backfield.
Made somebody miss, got some yards, I'm like, hold on. I'm like, hold on, bro. What has been all year? No, but I think Schwartz can definitely, help our offense out. I'm just hoping Deshaun can take him to the next level.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm super excited. Because of, he's displayed like in the time. He's been able to make plays. He's shown that he can. Make plays in limited opportunities, yes, but he's shown that he can make plays for sure. I'm hoping Deshaun Watson can take his game to the next level too. Saw Greedy Williams on the bench today. Also,
that dude, he was talking trash to Julio. Like, bro, if you don't shut up,
yes, bro. Trash, and I'm thinking like, Greedy. There's a reason.
Right, how about you not? How about you not trash to Julio Jones? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, how about you? Yeah, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Do you think, because obviously Tony Graham Jr. was out there. Do you think it's kind of weird that Tony Graham was out there and not Greedy, or you think that is saying something?
Even is. I'm trying to figure out who this guy even is.
I'm going right now.
Is he a corner or a safety? I'm like, do we have David Bell? What happened to David Bell?
David Bell? He was. Oh, you.
I'm like, is Thomas Graham a safety or a corner? I don't know who this guy is.
I can't. Let me see. I'm trying to find him right now.
I'm like. When he's like, I don't know who that is, bro. I have never seen this dude before ever. I'm like, hey, he was playing good. I just know who he is.
Yeah, I can't find him honestly. I literally can't find him. All I can find is Tony Graham. Oh, I put Tony Graham. It's Thomas Graham.
Jr.
Oh, here he is. Okay, 23 years old, played for the Bears, 5'10", went to Oregon, was a 6th round pick by the Bears. And he was signed back to the active roster on October 31st for us. But he was waived and re-signed a few times, and he
he definitely struggled versus Goodwin a couple times, but other than that, he was definitely there. He was on the ball, making tackles. Pretty good game.
Yeah. And it was a little strange to me, but I love when, guys, obviously they go out there and just do, what they're do. Obviously, Godwin is probably going to get big catches against him, but I love that dog yet. And coming up and making plays too, like more, like we're not just going to act like, oh, he just got cooked and he made tackles after he got cooked. Like, no, he was making plays
Yep.
he was coming up and tackling it. That was really that was really nice for real. That was really fun to watch. I think he's a corner. Yeah, he's a corner. Dang, so Greedy really got bumped out of the way.
Right now it's just Ward, Newsome, Emerson, Green, Graham, then Greedy.
Dang, bruh. Greedy.
That's tough, man.
Greedy got to step it up. That's what happens though when you can't tackle, like we were saying. You would say he's little.
Can't tackle right, bro. I hate watching this dude tackle, man. I hate watching it. I hate it every time. No face in him.
Yeah, but that's gonna happen. But it was a great game by the Browns. I'll be real because here's the thing. Like I said, the Browns in the fourth quarter, they come alive. Like it's so weird. It's like first quarter, one of the best. Like we are one of the best. We have one of the best starts.
Yeah.
First quarter, the second quarter, brought them down like crazy. We even shoot ourselves in the fourth quarter. We come alive. Like, and it only depends like where we are in the game, like situation wise. Like we're down by 7 points, we can come back. If we're down by 20, it's like we shorten up the lead a little bit. And obviously in this case, we were only down by a couple points. So we was able to come back and like win the game and stuff like that. But obviously we got to have a more complete game. But it was, I mean, we turned it up in the fourth, and Chubb was running nice, man. I was loving the way Chubb was running in the fourth quarter. I love that we didn't turn away from that too. And yeah, I feel like they was listening to us up in the play booth, man. They was giving the ball to Chubb like 5 times drive, and it was. Oh, you muted, by the way. You muted.
Oh, my fault. But yeah, I said 5 carries, man. Give them that, and they did it. It was well coached in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. It was super. Yeah, I agree completely.
And we talked about last week. We both said last week, why not play more man coverage? And we did that. As you seen Emerson on Mike Evans, a lot of man coverage, and he strapped up. It was, hey, defensive coordinator, D. Lou. Yeah, man. It works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Like, and we have enough dogs to do that. That's why I'm like, we got to do that.
It could have been even if you had Newsome, it would have been way better too.
Exactly.
Newsome on Goodwin instead of Graham.
It would have been, it just would have been even more lives. And even though he only had 1 pass play, he didn't have any tackles. Alex Wright, got to give him a shout out too, because Alex
Wright, man,
he got to get more playing time. Gotta.
Yeah.
He comes in, he gets pass plays. He's 6'7", man. There's no reason why he's 6'7", 280 should not be on the field more consistently. That man, he makes plays.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Jordan Elliott getting number 2 sack on the year against Tom Brady. Second Tom Brady, bro. Like, you know how cool that would be as a D lineman.
I was thinking about that exact thing.
I want to get a pick against. Get an exception. That'd be raw against Tom. That
would be crazy.
Yeah.
I remember actually watching a mic'd up, and it was Greedy Williams, and he was playing against Tom Brady. He was like, man, like Tom was trying to try me. He was trying to go against me, and I'm just thinking like, Greedy, like, just stop, bro. Just stop.
They do talk too much sometimes.
Exactly. But Jordan Elliott, like very. I mean, that was a clutch sack and stuff like that.
That was a perfect sack.
Yeah, like the defense really came together. It was just a good all around Cleveland Brown win. Hard fought. Chubb, was denied a little bit at, in the overtime on that goal line run, but he kept them legs moving, turned a little bit, crossed that pylon. I'm like, there you go, Nick Chubb. Like, took no gloves, no nothing, just bare hand, just doing the thing, man. I really enjoy watching it, and I liked how we got our other weapons kind of like Njoku and Bell. Peoples-Jones only had 2 catches for 16 yards, but I feel like when we go to Peoples-Jones more, this is just being real. We just don't do as well. Like, I'll just be real. Like, when Peoples-Jones have those big games, it's like, it's weird, but it's like we're not doing as well most of the time. Peoples-Jones is like a good, obviously, third option in my opinion, because it's Cooper. I feel like Njoku, then people. And I feel like that's kind of the way we went. And then David Bell got 4 catches. Yep. Obviously, Brissett gave the ball to Cooper 7 times. He almost had 100. But it was really good. Cooper, I mean, especially that stutter and go in the fourth quarter. That was huge for real.
Off the video.
You see
Bro.
you lost it?
Yes, bro. Like didn't save in my phone, bro.
Dang, bro, no, dude. It's gotta be on YouTube.
I
Or
gotta find it, bro. I gotta find it.
there's an Instagram page called Wide Receiver 101. It's WR 101. They gotta have it because they always have like the nastiest routes. They gotta have that play because that play was like that was. I mean that was a good play. Like
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah, but underrated performance. DPJ in the punt return game. That was huge. You know, he had a couple great punt returns for us. That was really, really huge. Shout out Harrison Bryant. He took one big hit, caught the ball, held onto it. I'm like, look, and this is one thing I hate. I hate when I see DBs go low on like cross routes because you can't see them coming. But he held on to it. You know, it was a tough tackle, but hey, shout out him. You know, he ate that for real.
Yeah, and we were talking about, he won the best tight end in college football. He caught that ball like it was.
I'm like, hold on.
He caught that ball. Yeah, and I was about to say, like Diamond Fuels Jones, 5 punt returns for 75 yards. Like he was getting, and especially I think it was the one that got us into because man, the game's kind of blurry to me, but it was at near the end of the game. Obviously, he returned it past midfield and stuff like that, and I'm like, it's great. I didn't. Diamond Fuels Jones is one of the last people I expected to like be like dynamic in the punt return game, but he and Jerome Ford obviously
it was definitely underrated performance. It definitely helped our offense out.
Yeah.
I still have issues. Cade York and these missed kicks, like bro, like that was a short kick, but just make that kick, bro. Just make it. I don't understand what that miss was about, but other than that, pretty well on the game. It was definitely some mistakes, but to clean it up, get ready for Texans and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I'm super excited, man.
Right.
Yeah, like again, because the NFL is such a competitive league, even though if you want to forget about the playoffs, you can't forget about it until your chances are zero,
Yep.
So I'm definitely excited to see what we got, and especially because the Texans, like, I'm no disrespect to no NFL team, but I feel like the Texans are a good place where we can like warm up with Deshaun Watson, get them a little warm because they just are like and here's the thing, I really hope the defense like flexes their muscles next week. Like DBs are getting like I would love to see Martin Emerson get a pick. I would love to see Denzel getting their pick. I would love to see the defense just like
if he comes back.
Yeah, that's what I was about. I didn't know if he came back next week or not. But yeah, I would love to see Newsom get his first pick. Like I would love to see somebody take the ball away that hasn't really taken the ball away, or Myles Garrett to have like another Bears type of game where he had like 3 sacks. I want to see something like that, bro. For real, for real.
I'm only worried about one thing. Our defense is still one of the worst in the league. And they do have Damian Pierce who will run all over you. He's like Nick Chubb, but just not Nick Chubb. But it's like, I put him down a little bit. I'm hoping that, that D-line takes care of business, and yeah.
Yeah, for real. And do you think like also because the Texans have just lost so many games, you think that's gonna like affect like the way they play like next week? Like I think of even the beginning of the season, the line for the Texans was not getting that much push. Like Damian Pierce, like I had him in fantasy and I dropped him because like the first 4 weeks he was like not playing. It's not entirely his. Wasn't getting much push from the line, especially because the Texans keep on losing. Do you think they really have like they're gonna like? Because every week's different, but do you think they're really gonna have like that push to like, especially against like a Jadeveon Clowney and like Myles Garrett? Like, we have a below average interior line, but still, like, I think they can rough up the Texans a little bit for real. I think Jordan Elliott can like do something against the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets Tom Brady, he can definitely get to whoever's back there. But do you think like they'll really like go crazy next like the Texans?
I think they have their plays here and there because today early on the Bucs run the ball pretty well, but in the second half they kind of shut it down pretty well. I think next week, I think Texas is gonna have their chunk plays here and there, but it's up to Cleveland to make the adjustment, figure it out, and clean it up.
Yeah, for sure.
I really think that their defense is gonna come out playing hot. They know it's Deshaun Watson, his first game back. I think that energy definitely gonna make everyone more hype. Going against their former quarterback. So Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you got any questions? You got any questions for you, boy, man?
I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, next week, what do you think Cooper is gonna have against Derek Stingley? Yards
Oh
and
man,
or how many
good question.
targets?
I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna go 8 targets. I'm gonna go 5 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. That's what I'm gonna go.
89 yards, not 100.
See, because you're saying like, I feel like yes, Deshaun Watson's gonna get the ball to his playmakers, but I just this might sound weird, but I feel like our like passing stats are gonna look a lot like today, somewhat. I'm not.
Yep.
Obviously Deshaun Watson will throw for more, but I think when it comes to just spreading the ball out, like he's not just gonna like throw the ball to Cooper like a bunch. I think 8 targets and they'll miss a few times, but I think 5 catches, 89 yards and a touchdown. But I don't think Cooper gets over 100. I mean, I like Stingley. Obviously, he's gonna get probably cooked by Cooper for real. But yeah, but I mean, Stingley's still a good young corner, like for real. But I still give him 89 on Stingley and a touchdown. I think I can already see like an end zone fade thrown up there and just Stingley like not being able to. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Cooper doing that.
Yeah, Cool's been nice. He's been nice all year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think he's better than what I thought. He would be like a good receiver, but he's better than what I thought he would be for sure.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, man, that's a weird combo that works. You know, Brissett to Coop.
Nick Chubb also crossed over 1,000 yards today for the season. And for all the Browns fans out there, like this is not normal. Like yes, for Nick Chubb it is.
Oh my bad, my bad.
Yeah, but like for the Browns, like having 1,000-yard rushers, this was not a thing for like. Oh my goodness! I mean, like they talked about it was.
Who's a running
kind of thing?
Isaiah Crowell. I'm trying to think who our running backs were in the 2000.
I think the only one that got over it was Peyton Hillis. I think.
Peyton Hillis.
I think Peyton Hillis was like before like Chubb, but it's like this was not a common occurrence. And the fact that Nick Chubb is like that is just speaking to how great Nick Chubb is.
And let's be real. Don't forget. Let's be real here. Like, Nick Chubb would have played the first 2 or 3 games his rookie season. He would have had 1,000 that year too.
Yeah.
The first like 2 games, bro. Like Carlos Hyde. Yep. But if those first 2 games, he would have had over 1,000 each year in his career, which is really great to see. You know, Nick Chubb is that guy. He's been that guy. You know, and I love seeing him run the ball, man. I love seeing that.
He's great, man. Just a workhorse on the field, just gets the job done and just. Yep. And even I think his rookie year, like he got tackled, like literally he had 1,000.
He had 1,000. He had 5.
He got tackled backwards and lost it.
I hate that.
Such a Brown. It's so cool. I mean, 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards in 4 straight seasons for Nick Chubb. He's got to get his applause. Cooper is on track for 1,000. He's got 792. He's on track for it, which is just like, I mean, 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver, Cleveland. Like, come on.
Last time this happened was 2019 when we had 2,000-yard receivers in Odell and Jarvis, and then we had Nick Chubb had 1,400 yards on the ground. But I mean, that was a bad year. But I mean, I think Cooper may have like 1,300 yards this year. I think
1,300. Man. Ooh, you think you're about to go crazy with Watson?
I think if they if their chemistry like blends and it gels well, he could have like I think Nick can get 13 probably too.
Yeah, and the fact that we got him for obviously a 5th round pick, man, that's a steal, man. That's a steal. I mean, so the Browns obviously got some gems. That's what makes me think like, bro, like don't doubt us. Like I know I keep on going back on my word. I feel like Stephen A. Smith going back on my word. But don't doubt the Browns because it might be Brownstown real soon. Like, might see some Christmas magic. Might see another gift underneath the tree, man. The Browns playoff berth, man.
Yeah. Like I say, disappointing year for Kareem Hunt. It's just tough, man. It's kind of sad, like seeing how bad he's playing this year. But it seems like he's like he gets the ball, he's getting hit behind the backfield. It seems like he is almost every play. Yeah, one good run today, but he ran over that one guy.
Yeah, he
You know,
did.
that was huge. But it just has like bad games, not playing well. It's tough to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I just think like again, like I thought we should have traded Kareem Hunt. I just don't think he's a great fit for our team really anymore, to be honest with you. I think we have, obviously capable receivers in um Peoples Jones and Cooper and Njoku and
Well,
Brian Bell, and yeah, like we have people, and obviously running the ball. I mean, we have Chubb, obviously, and Chubb can catch the ball in the backfield too when he needs to, but
yeah,
I just feel like Hunt, we should have shipped him off somewhere but maybe hopefully he finds somewhere else to play, and has a more fruitful career there, because like in Cleveland, I think it's time for like being like that semi-starter, but like it's just like it seems like when the Browns put him in 2020, like he was like making like it was like they put him in always at the right time, like always like when it was like it's just like it was chunt, bro. It was chunt. Like
was
it was
tough.
like it was crazy.
And then that one stretch of like 3 games where Chubb wasn't playing because he had his knee. Hunt did what he had to do. He played well. I think he had like 800 some yards on the ground that year as a number 2 back, which is really great. Like it was just a good year that year. That was a great year, man. 2020, man.
Kind of hard because it's like I look at Kareem Hunt's stats, and it's like Kareem Hunt's first year, like that's where he was best statistically, and it's like ever since then, I'm not trying to make that. I'm not saying Kareem Hunt isn't that guy, but it's like we look at 2 of his seasons, first season in Cleveland and this one, and even the last one somewhat, and they're kind of mid. It's like
Yeah,
so.
well, the first one was he suspended for half the season or whatever.
Yeah,
But this one though, yeah, it is tough.
yeah. But can we really can we really still look at Kareem Hunt as like,
That guy.
yeah, yeah, like
I mean, you can say that that's Kareem Hunt to get running back, but he isn't really like not top 10, not
yeah,
anymore. I don't.
he makes plays. Again, he ran over that one guy with
He ran,
James.
he made a move.
That was a tough run. That was a tough run.
Yeah.
Same, man. Playoff chances. Don't count us out, man.
You never know. You never know.
Let me check, because I mean, yeah. Let me see, because I forgot. Did the Bengals win today? Or oh yeah, the Bengals did win. The Bengals barely. That's what I mean. Flukes, man. Flukes, posers, all that type of stuff. I saw the Bengals Titans game, bro. Titans are not the greatest team, but the Titans should have had a chance to win the game.
I'll just win. I don't understand. Just win games. Like somehow they win. I don't even know how they do it. They just do.
Yeah, like Titans defensive lineman ran into literally just put his head down. Like you can't hit the long snapper in football. You can't hit him. It's like you keep your hands with the center. I think the refs say it literally before they hike the ball.
They should clear the center. Yeah, something like that.
The linemen put their head down. They run directly into the center, and the Bengals win off of that. Like, but
good job. Way to go.
yeah, it's like, come on now. So what's one big thing that you would say to our team, like for the rest of the season? What's one thing of advice you would say to our team? And if you split it up into 2, like the offense, defense, like you can split it up, but what's some things you say to our team?
I'll say offense. I'll just say it's not over. It's over. No, my bad. Defense. I'll say that defense, because defense they kind of give up when they're losing most games. I'll say it's not over till it's over. And then offense, I'll say offense. Man, that's tough. They're kind of disappointed with you. They don't really have bad games. Today was a little rough in like the second and third quarter. But I'll just say to the offense, execute better, execute plays. Block the old line is having a hard time, and they're just switching the stunts. Passing off and who's got who.
Yeah.
Today that was pretty obvious. We watched the replays and how Brissett got sacked, but execute. Be smart. Don't have these dumb penalties. Jedrick Wills, pretty boy. Like bro. I'm tired of seeing Jedrick, bro. This dude, every game is a penalty. Every single game. But I'll just say that. Be smart, Jed.
Drippiest lineman out there. He's still the drippiest.
Him
long
and
season.
Trent Williams as a left side.
Yeah. Again, the back play, I'll never understand. Like, unless you get put in your back every play, bro, I don't.
I really don't get the back play.
Yeah, it's just.
Honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it. But
like you said, it's kind of a pretty boy thing, Loki. It's kind of a pretty boy thing.
he's wearing like receiver gloves too. It makes it even that just doesn't make sense. He's wearing like whiteout gloves as a lineman. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, I like what you said there though. Like executing. I was gonna say, yeah, sharpen up. That was the number one thing I thought of when I thought the offense. Like continue to stay sharp and continue to be sharpened, especially with Deshaun Watson back. Obviously, she gives more weapon, like another big weapon, and allow other weapons to flourish, such as Anthony Schwartz. And then defense just like make plays. Honestly, like Martin Emerson's doing his thing. Just Newsome and Ward, you got to go get the ball now. Like
get that.
Like Garrett, you're playing well. Like Clowney, you got to step up a little bit. Like Clowney, you got to keep doing your thing. Like just you got to make plays and get the ball for real. Against the Texans, I think it's a great chance for us to flex our muscles. I would love to see a shutout. Like honestly, like I'm not saying like I am saying we are better than this team for real. But I think I think we need to like establish ourselves and be like give the people a little confidence, especially going into a divisional like game. And I know we was kind of doing it against the Bengals. We need another game like that, like defensively, but to finish it out, like so.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
And it's crazy. We didn't even have a turnover today. Like I don't get it. Turnovers. We had a good defensive game, but these turnovers don't come for some reason. We're not getting them.
Yeah,
I just turnovers, man. I want to see turnovers. Got to see them eventually. Eventually, we'll get them one day.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Especially in these games, especially these divisional games. I really hope we do. You got any other questions, man? Or
man, I'm listening. Say.
Before we get out of this thing, predictions for next week against the Texans. What we got?
Deshaun Watson's first game back. In Texas, in Houston, Houston. Wait, no, not Houston. I don't know where they're at, but whatever.
Yeah, Houston, yeah.
I'm gonna say 31-10. Browns. I'll say 31. I think Deshaun's gonna play, even though it's his first game back. I think he'll play good. I think we're gonna have a deep. I do think so.
Anthony Schwartz, man. Okay.
I'm calling one deep play.
I think Browns win 25-0. I give Browns a defense. I think Miles has 2 sacks. I think one of the DBs have a pick.
Okay.
I think one of our safeties could get a pick, and I think Deshaun Watson, he throws for over 200. Doesn't hit the 300 mark yet. And I think I don't think Chubb, I think it'll be I say 25 because I don't think we'll blow him out of the water. I think Chubb will have almost 100. Deshaun will have over 200 yards. But I don't think we'll have receiver over 100. I think we'll be still finding ourselves offensively, but the defense is going to do their job so the offense can kind of chill comfortably. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. We Gucci.
Yeah. Do you think that playing man coverage is probably the best option against the Texans?
It's
like who are the receivers? Like who are the receivers? Brandon Cooks?
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. They have Will Fuller still.
He retired.
I could have sworn I saw him on my. He retired, Will Fuller, bro. I could have sworn I saw him on my screen today, like a graphic I was watching or something.
Maybe I don't know. I thought he retired. I thought I retired today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, playing for the Texans at this point, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. But honestly, I'm not really too sure of the weapons that they have for real. I feel like there was whoever they have some tight end who was actually doing pretty well. Wait. Play for the Giants, right?
Ingram?
Not Ed.
He played for
Jaguars.
Yeah,
but was that the guy that played for the Giants, Evan Ingram?
Yeah.
I feel like the Texans have some athletic tight end though that is kind of making plays for him.
I think it's Atkins or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but he had a few games where like he was playing well. So
yeah.
And the Browns, we're the team to get beat by tight ends sometimes. So we can't be putting Delpit on tight ends. Hopefully Ronnie Harrison is back so we can swap that real quick.
Yeah, for real.
Real quick. But yeah, we guard the tight ends. I don't think let's man up. Like Brandon Cooks, I mean, he's like what? Like he's like 5'10.
That's some Denzel work.
That's what I'm saying. Put Denzel Ward on. No catches, bro. No catches.
Yeah, no catches. 8 catches. Like, come on now, pick.
And I think the Texans are on their backup quarterback too.
Yeah, so they Hills or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that gives us even more of a shot for a shutout.
Right.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all watching, man. Subscribe, like, hit that notification bell so y'all never miss another video, man. The Browns in town, man. You never know. Could be around this time next month, around Christmas, y'all. We could be saying the Browns got a playoff chance, y'all. So don't be sleeping. If y'all liked it, again, like, subscribe, comment what you enjoyed about this. Comment your predictions on the next game against the Texans. And what Deshaun Watson's gonna look like, honestly. This is your boy David, and we got our boy Q, and we signing off this thing.
Sure.
All right, we'll see y'all.